Hello, this is Mike Owens of Big O's Moto 2 on Rumble. Hope everybody's liking, enjoying the day, and I hope you like my videos on Rumble. Uh, I've got some videos I'm going to upload. It's going to be all time lapse, how to recondition your plastics for your dirt bike. And basically what I'm using is razor blade to scrape off all the old mildew, oxidation, and in my case, somebody had used white spray paint on the plastics before I got the bike. And if you're not familiar with the bike, it's 02 CR250, and it was a barn find I got for $500, and I've been working on it for 2.5 years. And but in that portion of the time lapse video, it's pretty simple. It's elbow grease and a razor blade. And then I got a time lapse of I put on the rear brakes and had to bleed the air out of the lines. Brand new rebuilt brake caliper and master cylinder. And also there's a video there of time lapse on lacing up and truing your wheel. So in this case, the hubs were repainted. I put new bearings in them and got a new set of spokes for the rim. It's an old XL rim. I don't know how old. I don't think it was a factory wheel, but it being an older wheel, not knowing how old it is, I was able to true the wheel up on the horizontal and the vertical run out. I got them within 3 millimeters. The tolerance in your manual is usually about 2 millimeters. So I got them within 3, and that's close enough for an old bike. So with that, I'm going to let you watch the videos. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comment section, and I'll go into detail what I did on the wheel. And with that, enjoy the video. Thanks for watching, and thanks for the rumbles and like and subscribe. But it's also on YouTube, Big O's Moto, making two strokes great again. So with that, I'll let you watch the video. Have a good day. One thing I failed to mention again in the video, this is the end product. I've got the tire on the wheels back on the bike, on the brake bleeding in the reservoir. It took me about 2 or 3 days to get these brakes bled, but what I did, I take DOT4 brake fluid, stick it in a good solid plastic bag, not a Walmart bag. Well, here's the bag I use, a thick bag. Take your brake fluid, drop it in a freezer overnight, and when you go to bleed brakes, the reason you drop it in the freezer, it reduces the amount of air bubbles that will be in the brake fluid. So when you go start bleeding the brake, it makes the process faster. You're able to get the brakes bled off. So I'd run 2 cupfuls on the cupfuls is the reservoir as you're bleeding the brakes, and you pour it back in. I'd run it twice a day, put the brake fluid back in the can, put it back in the plastic bag, drop it in the freezer, and the next day I would do the same process over again. So it actually only took me, I think it was 2 to 3 days. I run it twice through and then refreeze it. So that was 6 bleeding processes. So you pour it in, crack the valve. Well, first you got to pump up your Blake breeder to 15 psi, crack the valve, let it run down, and don't let it, of course, run dry because you're sucking air back in there and start the process all over again. So that's how I done it. Okay, I got the brake black on, and it's as you can see, well, it's sitting too far back, but the brakes are holding. And on my cap and my lower brake clevenger, I'm not going to use this. These were spray painted. I don't like it. If you notice a difference between anodized and just spray painting it, I'm going to order a new cap here, a new clevenger. It comes in a kit. You can actually get a kit for about $65. New axle blocks. I'm going to get an anodized nut here. And there's my Pro X brake pads. So far, I'm pleased with them. We won't know till I get out and start riding. Of course, anodized spoke nipples. And this wheel is trued up. And as you can see here, that didn't turn out well. So if you can see it, if it focus, I'm going to replace that with an anodized cap. And the plastics, as you can see, this is what the plastics beforehand were real dingy. Looks like something got spilt on it, but it's hard to see, but you can tell either that's the old plastic coating and some of that's paint, because I think somebody spray painted these. And I'm going to use some polishing compound to get that out. Oh, and anti-seize. You'll see in the time-lapse video I use anti-seize on the spokes, so that way this doesn't seize up, because when I started this project I had to cut these off with a grinder and push them out because they were seized up. I tried to salvage the old spokes and the nipples, but I couldn't because they were rusted, locked. Heat and penetrating oil didn't work, so I had to buy new ones. But I use anti-seize, so if I ever replace this wheel, I can take them apart without having to buy new spokes and nipples. As a matter of fact, just to give you an example, this set just for this rear wheel, you'll have to overlook that. That's where I tried to get the tire on. That set here, nipples and spokes, was about $90. So that's why I suggest use anti-seize to salvage your spokes if you plan on to reuse them. But if they're warped and some are broke, missing, you have to get a new set anyway.